Hi, Aries. How about that retrograde, huh? So welcome to your March reading. Sorry, I'm noticing that my hair is sort of flipping up over here a little bit, which is kind of, par for the course. Whatever. It's Mercury retrograde season. Welcome to your March reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I know that this is all happening in your 12th house, and so you've probably had a lot of realizations about yourself. Man, everybody's just waiting for your season to get here because I feel like things are going to get a lot easier. We have 11, today's the 6th, so we have 14 days until your season. Come on, Aries, we're all counting on you. How does that feel to have all of that weight on your shoulders? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so, and this is sort of the energy that's par for the course for everybody, but I think that a lot of this is more internal for you. It's more of an internal battle than an external one, because I don't really necessarily think that you realize the things that the decisions that you have to make, the choices that you have to make in your life. You realize that it's happening. You realize that you're moving in a new kind of direction, and things are a little bit chaotic right now. But Six of Swords, there's this underlying current that I feel like you guys are going through. The Six of Swords is about moving from rough waters into calmer waters. And the underlying current that I feel like you guys sort of have going is, that the decisions that you're making, even if it's creating chaos right now, down the road, it's going to be easier. And let me explain a little bit as I go on a little bit more. But we have the Six of Swords, we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is that, the petty arguments and the chaos. I feel like you're moving away from that. I feel like you're moving away from all of the pettiness. And I don't blame you, to be quite honest. I don't blame you. There's a lot of wanting to, especially with Chiron in Aries, you're still sort of getting settled into that energy, and having to stand up for yourself because the things that you want down the road, right? You're you're setting yourself up for success. Nine of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands. Now, here's the thing. If one of the decisions that you have to make has to do with a person that you're waiting on, I feel like some of you who might be single, with the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo, and is Venus in Virgo. It's about being single. It's about being independent. It's about being abundantly independent. Abundantly independent, yes, that can mean coins, but you're basically just satisfied with who you are, right? You don't need anybody to come into your space and mess it up. Five of Wands, right? Don't come into my space and mess things up. But at the same time, you don't, the Two of Wands, she's sitting here, she looks very alone. The Three of Wands, she looks very alone. Part of me wonders if some of you are, Aries, if some of you are fighting with yourself about why you might be on your own. You don't, you're trying to figure out what it is about you. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I don't think that there's anything wrong with you, to be quite honest. Some people, if this is about a relationship, it might even be about a job too, right? Why am I not good enough for this job? This is about why you don't think that you're good enough for something. Even though, but I don't think that you're wallowing in your self-pity. That's not my point. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is I feel like you sort of have this recognition that you don't want to be alone anymore. And now you're fighting with yourself. Mercury retrograde came in and said, all right, let me just shake it up for you. And you're going to fight with yourself about why you think that you're not good enough for these certain things. And then you're going to change all of that. But I don't think you necessarily need to change your entire existence to be somebody that you're not in order to not be like, I want you to stay the course. I want you to stay who you are, and then attract what is for you from staying who you are. It's not like an Aries to not stand firm in what they want. It's not like an Aries to not stand solid in what they want, right? But if your self-esteem slips, and this Chiron and Aries might be testing that, if your self-esteem slips in some way, you could easily question, you could be like a Virgo and start questioning everything about yourself all the time, constantly. And that's not fun. So let's see what the Six of Swords is, because I feel like things are going to start getting easier. I almost want to say the reason why the Six of Swords was the first card that came out was sort of a promise to you from the powers that be, right? Whoa, okay. That was like an explosion. Whoa. And there are so many cards here. I'm only going to take the two that are on the table. Sorry. Because there are like 6 that fell down here. I want to look at them really quick. Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see. So the 2 cards that fell on the table. Oh, here we are. King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. This is clarifying the 6 of Swords. I want to make sure I got them all. If there's an air sign, like I said, if there's an air sign in your life, I feel like you need to know that this person, this air sign, this King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, I feel like you need to know that things, either some of you are leaving this person to make things easier, or their sharpness will be laid out on the table. Like something's going to happen to make your relationship or your connection with the King of Swords easier. Whether that means they're entirely removed from your life, or whether that means that the reason why they have to be so sharp, because I feel like there's a sharpness about them with this Ace of Swords, right? I feel like the reason why they're so sharp, like they haven't told you. There's something that they're guarding themselves with. There's some kind of information that they're guarding themselves with. A lot of times, like, I'll put my defenses up like that, like this, like how I'm feeling with this King of Swords. I'll put my defenses up like that when I don't want to show my vulnerability. So I feel like their vulnerability is being thrown out on the table. You see? Now, if this is you, if you have air in your chart, or you have a lot of air in your chart, or you're just overthinking everything right now, like a Virgo would, I keep saying that because Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini and Virgo, but we also have the Virgo full moon coming up in a couple of days, and so that's really, really affecting everybody, where everybody's overthinking like a Virgo would, right? And if this air sign was really sharp to you and made you feel like you are less than who you truly are, and this was the exact feeling that I was getting, there is something about this air sign that you're actually realizing about yourself that person doesn't actually make you feel very good about who you are. Where maybe once they did, it took you a long, and so now that aha moment, that Ace of Swords, that aha moment, whether it's their sharp tongue, whether it's something they said or something they did, you are finally you're having to make this decision, Aries, on do I stay or do I go? What do I do with this? I don't want to argue anymore. I don't want the petty arguments. I don't even want to argue with myself. Like, I'm tired of arguing with myself about this person. That's what this feels like. I'm tired of arguing with this person. Something has to change. So we have the Five of Swords on the Two of Wands. And I almost want to say that whatever this person says or does or said or did, maybe it was in February, maybe it was sometime earlier this year, but all of a sudden you're recognizing how they're, whatever it is that they said or did, that made you make a decision, a final decision about all of everything, right? So let's see what the Five of Wands is. Okay, Queen of Swords. So definitely an air sign that we're arguing with here. Nine of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands. Oh, that's really sweet. I like that this is how it's coming out. Let's see what the Three of Wands is, and then we'll chat for a minute. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the Sun. Nice. Aries, nice. Oh, even better. So definitely heavy air sign quality here. So it might be that you have a lot of air in your chart too, or you're just thinking like you're all up in your head during this retrograde season. Now it goes direct on March 9th, the same day as the Virgo full moon. But this energy right now is preparing us sort of for a catapulting into our future. And so we have to let go of all the baggage, right? We have to let go of all of the ball and chains that are holding us down. We have to allow ourselves to see things for what they really are and not the illusion or the thought that we wanted them to be. So, and by that, I mean, if you're in a relationship that's constantly fighting, it's always bringing your vibration down, even if it's not like a close relationship, even if this is like something, maybe this is a person's energy that you're still holding on to. Maybe you guys aren't even in a relationship anymore. But if you're still holding out for somebody or something to show up in your life, a particular somebody or something, you're healing from that. And you're moving yourself forward out of it. And it was a fight and it was a struggle and it was something that only you were going to be able to see things for what they really were and let yourself heal with the Sun's energy. Down here we have the Knight of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles. I don't think you're going to be single for long, Aries. For those of you who are single now. For those of you who aren't single and you are in a relationship, and this doesn't have anything to do with a romantic relationship, I feel like somebody is leaving a job where they fought other people all the time, and they're being, I want to call it a really sweet offer. If you look at the Knight of Cups here on the Nine of Pentacles, and this is something that you've worked really, really hard for, but that Knight of Cups, it's so sweet. He has roses. Like, I want to say that somebody sweetened the deal, which I absolutely love. I feel like somebody sweetened the deal for you, or they are sweetening the deal. You will be getting some kind of offer. And I know you feel like you've been in a waiting game. We all do. We all feel like we've been in this waiting game. And I'm trying to let everybody know that the waiting game was like, it had to happen. Because we had to learn patience. We had to learn the lessons of whatever lesson it was that we had to learn the lesson of, so that we could appreciate the gift when it was given to us. You see, like if we just got everything willy-nilly, very easily, didn't have to learn anything, didn't have to go down any kind of like tough battles or hard roads or anything like that, and just everything came to us easily, what fun would that be? Everybody's like, oh, so much fun. In fact, I think I said that in an Aries video a couple of months ago, and somebody was like, no, I want everything right now. I'm an Aries. I want everything right now. And I'm like, I know a couple of Aries in my life who are extremely patient people. Yes, they can fly off at the drop of a hat, just be like all over the place. But you guys can be very patient people, especially if it's something that you really want. But there is no convincing you on that patience. You have to find it on your own. You have to find that peace and that calmness and that healing power and that patience on your own. Nobody's going to be able to convince you of it, right? This Eight of Wands is saying you don't have to wait for much longer. When the energy starts to pick up, when we hit your season and the energy starts to pick up and things start moving really quickly, you're going to see what all of the struggle was all about. Ooh, and the patience. Thank you very much, Spirit. So we have Temperance and the Sun. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Leo energy. But this is where everything shifts with the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. And you don't have to do anything. It just happens. Because you've already done all the work. And so everything starts coming at you and everything starts flowing to you in a much easier fashion. Now, if you don't feel like this is happening for you, you might want to look at the chaos that's surrounding you. Because when you allow yourself to get calm and you start to see things for what they really are and not the mess that's going on in your brain, like I've been telling everybody, you'll be able to see this shift and then you'll be able to go, oh man, I don't have to fight. This has sort of been the message for several months for you guys, that you don't have to fight anymore. That it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. You don't have to fight anymore. Well, now it's here. And if you're not seeing that opening up, that's because you're still clogged up with some kind of air sign energy, or you're still clogged up with somebody still kind of taking space or renting space in your mind. So we need to close that out, right? There is a chapter closing with either with a Gemini or a relationship. So we have the Lovers and the World. And I sort of feel like this happened when you weren't looking. And if it's painful for you to hear that chapter is closing, you have to know that the reason why the energy is going to be picking up for you is because that chapter closed. And something better is coming in for you. Some kind of offer, when you least expect it, some kind of offer is going to show up for you when you least expect it. And it could really honestly be something that's already been there for a very long time. That's a lesson that I learned during Mercury retrograde. So, all right, guys, I love you so much. Your birthday special will be available on March 15th. I'm offering something very special this year for birthday specials. I'm starting with you guys. You'll be able to get an astrology reading and your tarot reading at the same time if you order the 1 hour. There is also an add-on with the 1 hour only. With the 1 hour, you can get a full astrology chart report, like the actual report as well. And we'll do like a full 30-minute astrology report reading. So, yes, get the 1 hour. It's a 30-minute tarot reading, 30-minute astrology reading, and then you can add on for the report part as well. I love you guys. That'll be available on March 15th, okay? It's still a couple of days away, but I wanted to let you know that if you're watching this, or like write it down, mark your calendars, I will make announcements in the daily readings. If you haven't checked out the daily readings, catch me there. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye.